Uh, Thank you. Before we start, I must thank Samit Soma for setting up this conversation and setting up the conversation the way it has been scheduled. Because I think what happened, we started with Sachin, and Sachin gave a overall perspective on how India is moving, भारत में क्या हो रहा है, हमारे क्या economic trends है, where are we moving as an economy. And then I think the next gen, when they came and they talked about how product innovation, strategy, inventory management, consumer, what is the expectation, which is basically taking the business forward. What I'm going to do in my conversation is put the consumer in the centerpiece. आज के दिन में what is the consumer looking out for? And if we have to keep bringing the new age consumer to the market, what are the challenges that the industry is facing? And how we can address that. So that's the focus, that's the core of my conversation today. What we are talking about is, as an institution, IAGES, I'll introduce IAGES to you, but what we are trying to do, what we are trying to do is to work towards transforming the industry, bringing in transparency. So our motto is that as industry brings in more transparent practices, as we standardize our practices, it will lead to creation of trust, a stronger trust from the consumer perspective, which will lead for the industry transformation. So that's what we are going to talk about. We are going to talk in more detail about us as well. All right, so where the origin of IAGES is, and this slide essentially tells you how we started. We were created by the World Gold Council in 2021. That's the time when the need of doing something in this space to bring in the new age consumer was felt. World Gold Council did a global survey, which essentially was trying to foresee what are the issues that the young consumer would ask when they come into the market. Gold is becoming an expensive commodity by the day, right? अगर नए एज के कंज्यूमर को आना है, he is coming both for jewelry purchase as well as investment. Now, if I am, as a consumer, I am coming into the market for investment, I have got a lot of options. I don't need to go to a retail store. I don't need to go through, run through the reams of paper, try and understand how gold is bought and sold. I can just do it over, I want to buy Bitcoin, it's available on phone. I want to buy equities. So investment, which is becoming a major global trend of where the the consumer is moving. How do we ensure that the consumer who is coming to the market also for investment continues to remain in gold? So there are a lot of issues which were found out in that global survey, and I'm not talking something which happened in India. ये सिर्फ India की बात नहीं है. Challenges which were identified, which you can see on the right-hand side of the box. How does the trade practices fairness and integrity? Do we follow transparent practices? Do we have enough mechanism for protection of the client assets? Something very controversial. How do we source our gold? The gold that is going to the consumer, how the supply chain of that gold works. The commercial prudence that the gold industry practices. Operational professionalism that we talked about, and how do we comply to the regulatory operations that happens in the country. So we were set up in, the idea came in August, in Jan 2021. We were launched as a Section 8 company, not for profit, in August 2024, and then we became independent operational initiative in August 2025. So that's how our journey has been. Now, we see ourselves as a self-regulatory organization in the gold sector. The idea, as I said earlier, how do we standardize, how do we make transparent practices a norm in the gold industry, leading to more trust, creating a transformation in the industry. And here we have given a few examples just for you to understand. Industries where the running currency is trust. We talk about the financial service industry. AMFI is a brilliant example of how this has evolved. Look at the year 1995 very carefully. Whatever was happening in the financial services in 1995, if you were buying stock, you don't know what price you were buying. The share certificates will come to you in physical form. There are intermediaries who are not very transparent to the consumer. Number of folios in 1995 was 25 lakhs. AMFI brought in the industry players together. There were around 20 at that point of time. They came together, they formed this group, and the idea here was, how do we build on transparency, how do we win consumer trust to transform the industry and take it forward. Uske baad kya hua has been kind of phenomenal, right? Today, we are sitting at 30 crores folio in the world, in India. 30 crores folio accounts in India. Small retail consumers have come to the market in terms of financial investment, and the industry has just boomed, right? You know, now FII coming in, going out, doesn't really impact the Sensex, because there is so much of retail investment, so much of SIP which is coming. So what we are doing in the gold industry is to do what probably Amphi did in the gold sector, work with industry, standardize the practices. So if I am a consumer who's coming in to buy gold, I get things very transparently. The sales brochures, the sales documents that we are presented, how gold is sourced. And mind you, I'm new to the sector, I'm learning this. But the kind of conversations that I'm having with people who are not related to the sector, somebody asked me, I was talking to somebody and somebody said, sir, जैसे gold में blood diamond होता है, वैसे gold में भी क्या blood gold होता है क्या? So there are questions which are coming from the Gen Z, the next generation customers, and we need to collectively address as industry players to ensure that we don't land up in a situation where industry finds it restrictive to grow. I'll stop it here, but there are numerous examples and we can talk offline. We have a booth out there, my colleagues are sitting out there. We can give you more examples of how these self-regulatory organizations have changed the industry and helped the industry transform. Now, why do we need a self-regulatory organization in the gold sector? Some parts I've already spoken about. We need to improve our quality standards. And what I am saying here is everything which is consumer facing. So when I'm saying quality standards, we may follow quality standards, but are we communicating this to the consumer strongly enough? How do we explain to the consumer our transparency in pricing? How do we show to the consumer that we follow ethical business practices? Grievance redressal, consumer awareness, market stability, all those are very, very important factors that we need to bring in as we take the industry forward. And that's where we feel that there is this need to create and run a self-regulatory organization which can navigate this industry forward. So, as I said earlier in my first slide, we got operational in the year 2025. We are in a few months of operations now. So we are today a by the industry, for the industry initiative. World Gold Council, Sachin is sitting here, continues to help guide us, support us in this journey while we work towards bringing this transformation. I just want you to show this video, which is not more than
We are the keepers of value. Craftspeople. Entrepreneurs. We are the heartbeat of India's gold industry. Some of us shape gold into timeless beauty. Some grade it. Some trade it. And some simply honor its worth. No matter what role we play, we're bound by something deeper. We're bound by trust and built on transparency. That's why we've come together, to lead with integrity and raise the bar for all. Introducing IAGES, the Indian Association for Gold Excellence and Standards, a self-regulatory organization created by the industry for the industry, built on 5 pillars: trust, credibility, compliance, capability development, market development. We promote fair practices, clear processes, and shared accountability. So, consumers can trust not just in the gold they buy, but in the people behind it. From bullion traders to carriers, refiners to retailers, graders to digital platforms, we are one value chain, coming together with renewed purpose. With IAGES, we're moving from individual effort to collective responsibility, from tradition to new age practices. Because gold isn't just a precious metal, it's a promise. And through IAGES, we're making that promise stronger. together.
Thank you. Thank you. Staying on what we were talking about, introducing IAGES to you. So how have we done, what have we done so far? What we have done so far, while working on improving the standardization, working on building transparency, and keep it in mind, all from the consumer perspective. At the end of the day, we want consumer on our side. We have established a code of conduct, we have created an implementation framework for assessments, and that's what we are aiming to do, promote sustainable practices. And as our journey grows, we want to build in trust, credibility in the gold business in India, develop compliance to a certain level, develop also capability within the business as such, and of course, look at how we can be the market enabler. Our ultimate aim is right now, we become the market unifier today. Right now, we are trying to enforcing probably the standardization and compliance. So that's what we are doing right now. We want to unite the market, become the market unifier, and act as the market multiplier as we go forward. So that's the journey we see ourselves doing at IAGES. What we have done so far, and we believe that this journey that we cannot do alone. World Gold Council has been a partner, but it's not something that we can do alone. So we have got all the 3 national large associations with us today. So IBJA, GJEPC, GJC are actually today the shareholders of IAGES. They are the ones who are sitting on our board. They are the ones who are helping us develop the strategy. Important for us is to have a framework where the accreditation that we are doing is holding credibility in the eyes of the consumer. So we have done MOU with the 3 national institutions, and mind you, these national institutions, ICAI, ICSI, and ICMAI, they have been created as an act of parliament. It's not an industry association. So they have been created as an act of parliament. We have MOUs with them. We are training those practitioners with these bodies on our code of conduct who are doing those assessments. So we are making it future-proof, shock-proof as far as our accreditation framework is concerned. Who are we giving the accreditation to? So it's the entire gold value chain that we are talking about. Refiners, bullion traders, manufacturers, hallmarking and assayers, retailers, digital gold players. So the idea here is that if I'm a consumer who's walking into the store, and there is somebody who is displaying IAGES accreditation, the entire value chain is out and clear. And of course, this code of conduct, as I explained earlier, has a third-party validation. So it's not like, you know IAGES, you are our friends, you come to us, you give us your documents, and we offer you IAGES accreditation. No, that is not how it works. Keep in mind, at the end of the day, it's the consumer. Consumer can see that all of us are friends, all of us are from the same industry, I'm giving you this accreditation. No. So you have to go through a third-party accreditation to get IAGES accreditation, third-party assessment to get IAGES accreditation. So that's the code, that's the basic foundation on which we have worked. Why should you get IAGES accreditation? I won't spend too much time on it. I think what we are talking is making sense to all of you. At the end of the day, we want consumers to come in the market. We want gold to remain an investment tool going forward. Gold prices have gone up. Consumers will think twice before investing money. So what we are doing is, we are moving beyond metal purity. The assessment that we are doing is not a financial audit. It's a business process audit. And mind you, in the business that we operate, business process audit is probably more important than the metal purity audit which happens. So yes, we are talking about moving metal purity. We are saying BIS is doing a brilliant work. We are doing something which is different. So if you're looking, our message to the consumer is, if you are buying gold, check hallmark for the metal purity, but check IAGES at the same time for the business operations and the ethics and the integrity of the player with whom you are engaging on business. Of course, the reputation that builds on from there. As I said earlier, we want to be the unifier. We want to have this group of players who are exhibiting that level of practices. So we want to become that unifier, that network. Of course, risk mitigation. Because once you are going through that audit, I can tell you, we have been doing this for months now. that even the best players who have got accredited with us, they have said that they have found something new in the practices. And they have actually worked with us and worked with the people that we are working with to further enhance their practices. So yes, it actually does that risk mitigation for you. And of course, we are creating a network today. You know, if you are a manufacturer or a retailer, you essentially know that if somebody is displaying IAGES accreditation, the guy follows good practices. Not verified by me, not verified by you, but verified by a third party. And this is why we are communicating to the consumer. We are saying that to the consumer, shop with confidence. We are actually, people, I'll request all of you to follow our social media handles. On Insta, we are IAGES official. We are there on LinkedIn. Kindly follow us. And this is what we are doing. We are educating the consumer on why somebody should look at IAGES accreditation differently. We are educating the consumer about how to buy gold, what are the things to look out for when you are buying gold. So we are doing this entire consumer education journey, which is talking about shopping with confidence, why a young consumer, I just told you, you know, the blood diamond and blood gold story. Yeah, so supporting that ethical gold, enjoy that peace of mind that, okay, while metal purity is taken care of, the business ethics is also taken care of. Invest with assurance because there's a lot of money which is coming into the sector. Trust the journey of your gold. That's why we are doing this entire value chain from refining to retailing, and be a more part of a more responsible community. Staying on this, as I said, we started giving accreditation sometime September onwards. What we have done here is that you go to Google, you do a check, this is what it leads you to. So as of today, we have, you know, almost 350 doors accredited by IAGES. So if you go to this site, you know, anybody who comes to our website, IAGES.com, looks at a locator near his shop locator near him, he gets this prompt which tells him where he can go and buy gold. So we have done that. Those who have aligned with us, those who have gone through this accreditation process, they are there. And you know, I must say that we started our mass media campaign 5th December onwards. And the number of hits that we are getting on our website it's in more than 800 that we are now seeing unique visitors coming to our website, which is going to this directory. So my request to the industry, my request to the players and, you know, their next gen players just before my session, kindly join us. This is something that we are doing which is going to drive and move the industry forward in the right way. So this is what is happening today. In fact, this is the mass media campaign that we have started. Some of you who are in Mumbai might have seen this. This is a 360-degree campaign. And I must say before I do this, yesterday I was at Kala Mandir. They got accredited by us. And it was brilliant for me to see the kind of imbibing that they did. You know, it was not like, you know, we went there, met them, explained them what it is. उन्होंने क्या किया कि उन्होंने सारी practice को समझा. When we were there, you know, there as a team, Kaka was there, all 4 directors, you know, managing director, the entire team was there. And they presented to us in turn that how IAGES accreditation will help them in their business. We were there yesterday, it will come on our social media handles. So kindly follow that. And it was overwhelming for us to see this kind of acceptance from leading players. In fact, another good announcement that I can do is even large national players are now accredited by us. So Senco has now got accredited. That's a, you know, news right now I'm sharing. But Senco is also now accredited. So there are 350 stores right now nationally which is with us. And there are a lot of players who right now are coming on board. This is the mass media campaign that we have done. Those in Mumbai, you know, because our primary idea was to target Mumbai, make that impact. We have done this. We have done print, we have done hoardings, we have done outdoors, whatever it takes to reach out to the consumer with a very clear message. Check IAGES before you buy gold. Have you checked IAGES before buy gold? We have done our social media. In fact, the video that you see, it almost had a, oh, okay, it's updated now. It's almost had a 5 million view across the country. So we have done cinema, we have done social media, print, PR, everything to reach out to the consumer to take the message out. This is what we talked about earlier, the kind of unique hits that we are getting on our website, essentially for the store locator. Happy to say, this is the accreditation process, happy to share in this group. And I must say that wherever we have found that the owner, the decision maker is on board, sees value in IAGES accreditation, we have even completed the process in a week. So it takes a week for you to come on board, get an assessor, negotiate a deal with the assessor, and complete the process and get registered here, share your details, we upload your stores, week to 10 days. That's the kind of time frame. But again, this is something that you have to have a buy-in, because I have also seen cases where it has taken us 5 months and we are nowhere close to it. There are also some cases where businesses have registered in the process and they have found that they are not yet ready. So they are putting those what would I say, the elements in place to get accreditation ready. So there are different kind of players who are coming to us to see this, and they are joining us in this journey forward. But this is what the process is. Our website is out there, our social media handles are out there. We have an office running out of one BKC in BKC. Visit us, we are all available, we have a booth out there. Speak to us if there is any question. And this is where we are available. You can scan this, you can go to our website, you can also go to our social media handles. So thank you so much for this opportunity.